Well, hi, darling. Welcome. Welcome. Today, number 32. How are you feeling out there? Are you feeling accomplished that you've gone over a month without food? Huh? Do you feel how you anticipated feeling on day 32? Now I'm really gonna have to pay attention to the date because it was so nice having my day line up with the actual day that I'm on. But, you know, this is wonderful. Day 32. Day 32. Here's something we're gonna get right in here because it is almost 10 o'clock in Idaho. I still have 2 hours of juicing to do. Will I push it to the morning? Who knows? This is where I start rationalizing, like, yeah, well, it will be more fresh in the morning, but I have a project in the morning and I have to be on site at 8 a.m. Thankfully, it's only 15 minutes away, so you start wavering a bit. And anytime you waver, like I'm wavering right now, it's best to just get it done now. Or if you're a morning person like myself, you can, sometimes the mornings just slip away though. But your juice is something you need. I'll be in like a grocery type environment, so I'm not too worried. I can also like suffice with just like only one type of coconut water, and it's harmless harvest. They have the best coconut water outside of getting the actual young coconut. So, little tangent. I'm going back and forth. I'm like, geez, gotta take an hour to walk my dog in the morning because I'll be gone for majority of the day. Then it's an hour and a half, 2 hours to juice. And then it's 30, 45 minutes to get ready. So, like, the time starts adding up 15 minutes for commute. So, breezy, if you gotta be there by 8, that means you're getting up at 5, 4:30. So do you want to do that or do you want to be slightly sleeping while juicing? I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Why today's topic is why we lust after food and why some addictions feel you get a visceral feeling from it. Hi, my name is Bree. My friends call me Breezy, and I am doing a 40-day juice fast in hopes to get closer to my actual identity in hopes to taking off the layers that I have just accumulated over the years, the layers and the weight and the emotional. I was going to use an aggressive word, but the emotional residue that you kind of collect over your lifespan. You're also collecting a ton of toxins, things your body can't digest, a lot of fecal matter. I was about to say another term, but so what a 40-day juice fast cleanse does is basically restart all of that. Your body hasn't had time in between digestion because you're just eating all the time because you are a recovering binge eater. No shame here. We're just talking about it. We're just giving light to it so it can actually ascend. We got to talk about these things. You're a binge eater or whatever you're dealing with right now, your body has not had time to just chill, to relax, to reset your nervous system, to actually get back into homeostasis because we're always being stimulated, whether that's by video games, whether that's by food, whether that's by relationships. Our body is like, wow, now we're getting time to just quiet and actually repair things. Like you'll go through your cleanse and there'll be some days where you're just constantly coughing up mucus. So, okay, we're working on the lungs today. Got it. A little more short breath. There'll be times where you just have a just freaking migraine. Yet it's not because you're deficient in calories, because you're drinking about 2 gallons of juice every single day. So you're not starving, but your body is actually getting the time to recover and refresh and rejuvenate and doing what it actually is designed to do. So you're just getting out of the way and providing it with nutrients, vitamins, enzymes, and hydration. And, it kind of knows what to do outside of that. So, day 32. Here's something most people really never say out loud, but we're here to examine the day to day of going from one state and one identity to another. So we don't just crave food, we we can lust after it. And there's a neurological reason why some addictions feel so they feel physical. They're visceral. You feel like your body is longing for this thing. You must have this thing, or else what's the point of tomorrow if I can't have this today? I don't see no point. I don't see no point. It can get that deep. It can get that deep. I think it's important to realize that we can't look at this like a weakness. It's just about how the brain receives pleasure. And if I'm bending down right here, it's because I have my little my little mic that I just got to emphasize this. Your brain learns pleasure. You've trained it to get pleasure out of the drive-through lane. You trained it not to sit in your stress, not to sit in your emotions. You've trained it to get Uber Eats instead. No, we don't have to deal with this. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. I don't have to deal with this. Yeah, let me get a two-piece and a quarter pounder and a milkshake. And I don't have to deal with this. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay. Now, when I say lust, I don't necessarily mean see. I don't know what you can say on YouTube. I'm still learning. I don't necessarily mean for the 99% of you. That 1%, food, you get freaky with food. I know. I mean, more the lust is like in the more intense, the intensity of wanting, the anticipation, the urgency, the fixation. I think we have a wrong connotation when it comes to lust. We feel like lust is just, it's pleasure you can have with two people or yourself or whatever. No, lust is actually like the pursuit of something desirable. It's not the actual act of it. It's, like I said, the anticipation. It's the urgency. It's the intensity of like, ooh, I gotta have this. I gotta have this. And when your mouth starts watering, you start getting the shakes. Okay? You start getting frustrated because you don't have that thing already. You don't have your fix already. So now your body's like panicking, like, yo, 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 we need a relief. We need a hit. We need a distraction. Lust is dopamine in motion. You like that? It's it's the chase. It's not the consumption. It's the chase. Is ooh, what am I gonna eat today? Ooh, who has some deals so I can feel better about buying this three-course meal for one person. Ooh, my favorite restaurant just sent me a coupon. Oh my gosh, that must be a sign. That must be a sign. I listen to signs. Synchronicities. Look at this synchronicity. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking what I'm gonna eat. Girl, our brain is so smart, it can rationalize getting you where you need to go, even if it makes no sense and it's almost to your detriment. Why food can trigger lust? The simplest way I can think of why you visualize like bathing in gravy, or why you visualize actually probably being intimate with your partner while having something something on the dresser that you can just am I alone here? Probably. Probably it's a distortion. The things that pop in my mind, gosh, thank you for all those people who don't have telepathy. Thank you. So, in so many words, we kind of know this already, but like highly palatable food is obviously engineered to light up the dopamine, the sweet, the salt, the crunchy, it's fast, it's convenient. Like this is all engineered because marketers, food suppliers, they know how we work. They've studied us for millennia. They know how we work. They know how the dopamine receptors work in the human brain. They know how addictions work. And one of my favorite doctors on this topic of addiction and dopamine is Dr. Anna Lemke, and she was actually on the Mel Robbins show a couple of weeks ago? And she just restarted my curiosity. She has a really, really good book called Dopamine Nation. I mean, this woman has been in it. Like she's the leading expert, one of the leading experts when it comes to addiction. And if you are dealing with addiction, you are eventually going to fall into neuroscience, your biology, dopamine receptors, hormones. It's going to lead you, it's on the path of curiosity. So you're going to know about her during your journey. So no rush, but she's on your journey. She explains that dopamine spikes anticipation and desire, not satisfaction. That's why when you down your 8th bag of Cheetos, you're like, where did the excitement go of opening the bag, of going to the grocery store, putting it in your cart, paying for it, salivating as you're in self-checkout, like, oh, I'm about to tear this up, I'm about to tear it up. That's because dopamine spikes anticipation and desire, not satisfaction, not wholeness, not completion, because it is there to inspire us to go hunt, inspire us to go gather food, inspire us to go make nice with the other tribe. It's the pursuit of it. So I think that's such a huge point to understand. And once you look at it as, this is not actually meaning I want this thing. I just want to pursue, I want the feeling of pursuit of a worthy thing, of a worthy goal. If you're not doing any goals right now, of a worthy, I want to feel like I'm contributing and pursuing. So we don't sit in that feeling long enough. We just try to get it to go away. And that's where the food comes. And that's why it's so convenient to get it. So yeah, like, okay, well, I got my food. Now I got heartburn. Now I got acid reflux. Now I got all this stuff. Yeah, because you wanted the pursuit. So my suggestion, find something worthy of pursuit. And that kind of begins to diminish. Your brain gets real loud before that bite in it. In it. Not after, huh? Your brain isn't it funny how your brain gets real quiet after? Because it's prepping for all this inflammation that you just put in your body. It's prepping for all that dairy that you know your body don't do well with. Your brain's like lit up, and then it's like, oof, well, now we gotta send energy to the digestion. Now we gotta send energy to your lymph. Now we gotta send energy to your kidneys so it can process all this stuff. It's a lie. It's a lie. I know it feels real, dear. I know it feels real, dear, but it ain't where it's at, sweetheart. As soon as you have that first bite, there's a diminishing effect. You know it. If that second and third and fourth and fifth and 12th and 26th bite ain't as good as the first one. And that's on purpose. So why does this feel so visceral? Why do I feel in my body that I must have this thing, that it's the only thing that's going to keep me alive, that it's the only thing that's going to feel good to me right now? Why is it so visceral? Over time, the brain pairs your pleasures with the body. Over time, these patterns that you've built up, you have taught your brain, here's what feels good. So your brain associates this with feeling good. And that's why it's that release when you actually have it. Oh, you got the fries in the back. Oh, gosh. I can smell them fries. And that's why your body's like, oh, yeah, okay. All right. I think this is good. Brain is telling us this is good. Brain is telling us this is good. This is exciting. We're about to get nutrients. We're about to get vitamins. We're about to get antioxidants. We're about to get all that stuff. All the, the kidney, they need some more D3 back here. Yeah. Okay. We're excited. Yes. You got your mouth watering. You got your stomach pulling. Yeah, give it. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. Tension. There's a tension of urgency. There's a physical, like, you lean forward. Watch people when they eat in the car. They're hunched over. They're leant forward. The body learns the shortcut before the mind can intervene. This is conditional. It's not your character, it's not who you are, but you have conditioned your body to now be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why on the first couple of weeks of doing a detox or doing a cleanse or shaking, getting out your addictions, you're going to shake a little bit. And I made a video like you may have to handcuff yourself to the radiator. Now, if you have a job and you are self-dependent, you still got to work, you still got to, show up for your dog, show up for your kids. It's going to feel like a lot of pressure because the thing you've ran to for so long, the thing that you set your body to anticipate a good feeling when dealing with stress and all that, now you can't go to that anymore. So it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. And that's why I really push getting into a community and getting a coach, because she will regulate these feelings for you and actually tell you what it means. Like, oh no, you just need more green juice, or oh no, you just need more citrus. No, no, don't believe the lies. Don't believe the lies. We are our biggest salesperson. We are our biggest persuaders. We have taught our body how to cope with things over these years. Now we have to pay the time, pay the money, pay the investment, apologize, forgive yourself, and move forward. Now that we have the awareness of what this is not actually us conducting this. There is a form of like separation, and things are kind of easier to digest and metabolize when they're not all over your face, when they're not all in you, when they don't feel like they're fused to your forehead. When you back up and give it a little space, you're like, okay, now I can observe. Now I realize this is not a part of me. Now I can see that this was just a mechanism, a pattern that I've taught myself to use. And with most patterns and with most conditioning, there is a cycle of unconditioning, and it's going to look different for every person. There's going to be a dopamine like seesaw, which is basically the core of like the dopamine nation, for Dr. Lumpke. And she explains it. I have my notes right here, so I get it like right. She explains that pleasure and pain are processed in the same area of the brain. That's why we have masochists. That's why we you kind of like the feeling of being stuffed due to overconsumption. You kind of like the feeling of, oh my gosh, a full belly. Whatever makes you feel whole, a full belly. You kind of like knowing things are not good for you, but still choosing to indulge in them just because you have access. Big pleasure spikes create a rebound. Binge eating creates a huge rebound. You have discomfort, then you have craving, then you have agitation, then you got discomfort again. It's a cycle. So basically, the more intense the hit, the stronger the come down. When you're full beyond capacity, how long does it take you to feel normal again? How long does it take you to actually digest your food? Sometimes it's a whole day. And if you're really backed up, like most Americans, it can take days. Food is not meant to be in you for days. You're meant to eat breakfast in the morning and have your bowels by lunch or dinner. Now, how many people struggle with that? And how many people say they can do that? Mind you, I've always been regular. I've never really dealt with constipation or anything like that. And 32 days in, and I'm still releasing full on situations. Full on situations. Like, where is this coming from? Where? Where is this coming from? It's been in you. It's what you've collected over all this freaking time. We chase the thing that causes the pain to relieve the pain. These overprocessed dead foods are what we desire, which create more inflammation, which create more heartburn, which create more weight, which create more stress on our kidneys and our organs. And why? That's the loop. That's the loop. And if you're dealing with any type of addiction, you're in some sort of hellish loop. It's rough in that loop, but it seems to be the only solution. This is what you taught yourself makes you feel better. What if that's a lie? What if that was all a lie? What if it worked for one time when you were 6 years old, but it clearly doesn't work anymore now? Are we willing to look at that? Are we willing to look at the truths, the BS? Even if we built this identity off of food, are we willing to pick up another way of thinking? With fasting, you can't help but being open-minded. You can't help but start getting more curious, not only about yourself, but your environment, the people around you. It's a chain effect. So lust tends to really grow when we feel deprivation or we feel highly stressed. Dopamine spikes hardest when we're tired, when we're lonely, when we're bored, when we're overwhelmed, when it's all just too much, when we're confused, when we have heartbreak, perceived heartbreak, when we're not getting acknowledgement, we're not getting attention, we're not getting a thank you. And for people of color, I hate to break it to you, it's like 10 times worse. You're dealing with microaggressions every day. You're shrinking yourself just to get basic treatment for the most time. And I'm not saying this is what I look for. I can care less, but I got eyes. I got common sense. I'm relatively smart. I study the human condition all the time. Like, I know body language. I know passive aggressive comments. I know what passive racism looks like. Okay, and I'm in Idaho. And we've come a long way. And I've been in Idaho for 15 years. To say I was never called a word out of my name for people who don't even know me, to say I've never been just tried to get spit on in front of my home when I was letting my dog out to pee because somebody thought I didn't deserve to be in that neighborhood, to just abject feelings of, you don't belong here. Why are you here? And I'm so grateful to be reincarnated in this body. I'm not only a Black woman, but I have the Black woman experience. And I'm quite optimistic. I'm like, Father, they don't know what they do. And sometimes I have to look back on me. I'm like, is there anywhere in my life that I've been racist or prejudiced or passive or whatever? Sometimes we minimize our own faults and expand and explode other people's, but no, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious when it does happen. So, you know, we're a red state, baby. We have Trump is welcome here. Okay. They will roll out the red carpet for Trump. It would be like Jesus was coming down out here. Okay. But focus on what you desire. I mean, I think it's wonderful that people have they're here to have their own experiences. They're here to have their own lessons. They're here to have their own preferences. So I'm like, oh, I've been trapped in a couple of Trump rallies. I was like, oh, just trying to get some pickup. Just trying to pick up from my restaurant, right? But yeah. Yeah. So that was a sorry little tangent. But the nervous system, okay, dopamine, let me get back on it. Dopamine spikes hardest when we're lonely, tired, we're on all the emotions. The nervous system, your nervous system is not asking for food. It is not asking for alcohol. It is not asking for drugs. It is not asking for sex. It's asking for regulation. It's asking you to please just slow down a little bit, just like your inner child, and just show me a little attention. I don't need much. Can you just tell me that I'm all right? Can you tell me that it's going to be okay? Can we sit in these emotions long enough? Can we journal about it? Can we talk to God about it? Can we talk to a good friend about it? Can we regulate? And it's so important that you find how you regulate. Some people regulate through exercise. Some people regulate through nature walks. Some people regulate with talking to their parents, to their mother. It's so important to know what regulates you when you get in these when you're prepared to get in these heightened states of stress. Somebody cuts you off, or you have taxes due, short term and long term. How do you cope? Well, I love getting on the trampoline. I love walking my dog. I love drinking coconut water. I love getting snuggled in a really heavy blanket. I love ambient sounds, ambient light, and you can get stimulated in other ways. I like really good smelling candles. I like to take a hot shower and really exfoliate my skin and just butter myself up. I love to give myself a facial. I love to um accentuate myself with body oils and all that. That's quite stimulating. It's quite stimulating. And you'll look at yourself differently because you put that investment in yourself instead of getting a cheap thrill or a cheap fix or texting him back or calling her or, waiting an hour just to get food. These are, these are all things I did. So that's why fasting, it doesn't create obsession. It reveals some people do take it way, way down. And I think if you're fasting to lose weight, you'll get unmotivated real quick unless you just got that in you. Fasting doesn't create like an obsession. It reveals where dopamine was doing a lot of the emotional labor for you. Even now when I have cravings, I'm like, okay, what am I not sitting with? Or what to-do list is open in the back of my mind, and what pages, what do I have open that my body is leaking energy to? Because now I know I'm getting craving for food, and when I don't get cravings for my juice and I get cravings for food, I'm like, "Oh, what am I not dealing with? What I'm not seeing?" Pause. Let's ask body, "What do you need?" Because it's definitely not hungry. It's not hungry. I get satiated all the time with my juices. So what else is it? And being bold enough to be like, okay, we can sit with this. Or if you don't want to tell me right now, or if I can't understand the language that you're using right now, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. But I'm here for you. I tell myself all the time, I'm here for you. Yeah, talk to me. What do you need? You need some more water? You need some more electrolytes? Do you need digestive enzymes? What do you need? You can't help but quiet down and listen now. You crave the quiet after a while. I crave just long periods of silence. I don't need a podcast playing in the background. I don't necessarily need music. Sometimes music makes me feel, like piano, like really getting yourself moving, stretching. You get way more flexible when you're fasting because your body's not holding on to all this inflammation. Like you can touch your toes easily. You might want to pick up doing the splits. There's tons of YouTube videos about that. So, how this shows up beyond food when you are needing these dopamine hits and they're just a cover for the emotional position that you put yourself in or the stress that you don't know how to deal with. So people usually go to scrolling, shopping, substances, they work too much, and intensity in relationship. I'm going to give all to my relationship. I'm going to focus on it. Any habit that promises fast relief can become visceral. This is how we develop this crutch. This is how we've developed this coping. Any habit can become visceral. And any habit that you make visceral, your body is going to associate, oh, when I scroll, I get relief. Oh, when I eat, I get relief. Because that's what you've been teaching it to do, sweetheart. But we're here to know how to break these things or how to get its grip off of us. I've said this in multiple videos. It would be best to get out of this loop. We're trying to get out of this loop. It's like a speedway runway. It's going real fast. The next time you make a pit stop and you need a gas fill, you're going to use something else. Like, oh, brother, I'm not doing 87 anymore. I'm doing 91. No more unleaded. I want pure organic gasoline. Number one, I put down three things, three grounded things, three reasonable things. Number one, create space from the stimulus. Distance quiets dopamine. If you are a food addict, you let's do a juice fast. A water fast will be too intense. Or let's do a raw fast. Distance. Once you receive the stimuli, something stressful, you got news, somebody broke up with you, create space for your reaction. Just like you feel those hunger pains, create space. Ask yourself, am I really that hungry? Your body's probably going to say no. And be like, okay, well, I know that. And should you proceed to act upon it? Okay. The first couple of times, the first few times, we're just learning how to pause. Somebody cuts you off. Somebody says some slick comment. Do I need to participate in this? No. Okay, I'll save my energy. Or do I need to, am I the one to tell this person? Am I the one? Am I going to be the bad guy today? And sometimes you can lovingly put people back in their position, lovingly, not begrudgingly. Jesus did it all the time. Can you imagine the frustrations with him? Even he flipped the table, you know? Sometimes, sometimes it's a cause for that, but most times it's not. Delay going into the drive-through. Say you're going to walk instead, or say you're going to phone a friend instead. Delay, remove the cues, remove the Uber Eats app, remove the DoorDash app, and change your environment. Get the coupons out of the way. Only put fresh fruit in front of you. Only get those, those packaged salads, easy stuff. I already have food at home. I'm good. I don't need this right now. Number 2, add pain on purpose. And this is from Dr. Lemke's work. Cold exposure, exercise, boredom, stillness, these kind of reset the seesaw. Like you're actually inviting pain or uncomfortableness so you don't have to sit with the pain of or the shame of indulging yet one again, or the pain of acid reflux. Take a cold shower. This resets your dopamine. I'm telling you, if you have cravings, take a cold shower, go do some sprints, go meditate, go just sit in the grass, or go do an intense workout. And let me know if that craving is still there. It's not going to be. I'll tell you how it ends. It's not going to be. So I think that's a wonderful thing. Small discomforts like that restores the balance of your dopamine. Apply to a job that you're not qualified for. Talk to a random stranger. There's other ways you can get creative on doing this. Number 3, replace your hits with regulation. Not more pleasure, more stability. Like I said, this could look like walking, sunlight, breath work, sleeping, simple routines. Simple routines that we can do. We don't need money for. We don't need to invest. Simple. On the other side, like when dopamine stabilizes, the lust gets real quiet. Do I still have intense, somewhat intense, not as intense, feelings of, oh my gosh, what I do to a corn dog right now? Sometimes, but now it's kind of like a joke. It's like, that's funny. That's funny. Because I feel too good to go back to that right now. And I'm like, will I ever go back? Gosh. I was ordering some groceries, or just kind of seeing who had the deals. You can do that through like Uber and DoorDash. They have a grocery option. You can see, your typical reorders and whatever. It makes it really easy. And since I haven't been on DoorDash in over a month, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I happened to open up, and 2 of my favorite little restaurants are now on that platform, so you can order from them now. I'm like, oh, ain't this something? Trying to catch me up in that loop again. I won't do it. Can I imagine that crunch, that juiciness, oh gosh. And I like honey on my corn dogs. Oh my gosh. We have a place out here that's called the world's best hot dogs. And they do not say that lightly, okay? They're about that life. They're about this big, and I could take it all, okay? Honey on it. I don't do mustard. I don't do condiments. I don't do condiments. This bitch, I don't do condoms. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. You gotta laugh at that wordplay. Anywho, ooh, see, even now I'm like, oh, I'm still. I've been doing this for 2 decades. It's gonna take a while for us to like get rehypnotized. Okay, the mindset is under construction. Okay, bear with me. Um, the cravings, but the urgency to act on cravings significantly lessen. And this gives you the option, like you feel as if your power of choice has been returned to you. That you actually have the awareness to be like, yeah, I see you. I see you craving that. I know that sounds good, but that doesn't really make us feel good. So doesn't our juice make us feel a little better? Yeah, it actually does. Okay, let me get you some juice. That's how I'm talking to myself. That's how I'm talking to myself. And my body's like, yeah, okay, yeah. And it's safe to release. And I'm releasing and releasing and releasing. And I'm just like, okay, I'm already at a little over 20 pounds of just releasing. I could fit jeans I haven't seen in years. It's amazing. It's amazing on the other side. You don't lose pleasure. You just find pleasure in other things. You just gain control. And that's the biggest thing. All right. The time goes so fast. 36 minutes. Wow. Okay. If you've lusted after food or anything else, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean this is how it's always going to be. It means your brain just learned something that once helped you cope. Okay? You can, just as you learn to do that, you can learn other ways of coping. You can retrain your mind. It's so smart. Your body is so smart. You can do it. You can do it. I'm evidence right now that I'm actively doing it. I have not missed a day. And food with my best friend, it was my husband, it was everything. Everything. Yeah, everything to me. Now, if I could do it, okay. You should be able to glide to this thing. Glide through this thing. Yes, you're gonna have hiccups. Yes, you're gonna have twitches and muscle memory of how you cope with things. Yeah, but now you can observe it and not say it's part of your identity. So if this helped you understand cravings differently, comment something good, that you can relate. That I'm not the only weirdo out here that lusts after food, that lusted after food. Tell me how you've coped. Tell me how you're getting clarity. Awareness is the first sign of withdrawal. Oh, sorry. Awareness is the first withdrawal, which means you're separating yourself from the habit. You can actually observe it because it's no longer your identity. You don't have food to cope with. So now you're like, why actually do I do this? Why actually does this have I trained myself to make this thing just way bigger than it actually is? And then your body's gonna start revealing the answers to you. And I just pray that you have patience with it. And I pray that you have understanding and wanting to nurture this. And I'm sorry that nobody has told you this before, that you can fix this, that you can observe this from a distance, that there are other options for you. But we need your head to be clear and your heart to be open and your mind to be sharp. And when we have these addictions and when we're emotionally coping with things that no longer serve us, did my thing just freeze? Did it freeze?